Welcome back to Couture Construction. I'm your host, Andrew Denny, and you're listening to Season 10, The Build Revisited, a design journey from land to legacy. Every home has a story, and today we're checking back in on a home that's offered such a thoughtful, personal look at what it really takes to build something custom from the ground up. This is part 2 of our 3-part spotlight on the Fauver family's custom home build in Nashville. In part 1, we met Emily and Dylan Fauver as they began their journey finding the perfect piece of land with help from their realtor, Kelly Ladwig, and dreaming up what this next chapter of life could look like. Now we've moved forward in the process, well past framing and rough ends, and we're stepping into the part where the house starts to feel like a home. The interiors, the personalization, the moments that matter most. So joining us today is one of our favorite guests and collaborators, interior designer Lori Paranjape, the creative force helping the Fauver's vision come to life. Together, we're talking about the emotional highs, the hard decisions, the unexpected surprises, and what it really takes to create a space that truly reflects a family's story and lifestyle. Emily, Dylan, Lori, welcome back. Thank you all for being here. So what's changed since the last time we had y'all on?
I feel like we got a whole house now. I mean, the last time it was
really pretty.
Oh my gosh, yeah. We were just out there, and it's funny. Our daughter, she sees it, and she's like, "It's done." I'm like, well, it's not quite done. From the outside, it looks pretty done, but man, it's been moving right along really fast.
So, what part of the process are you in?
So, oh man, I don't know the technical terminology that you guys might know, but the outside looks like it's darn near complete. Yeah,
well, hey, that's a big deal.
The cabinets are in. Some of the countertops are in. It's just, yeah.
They started putting in the pool.
The tile in the pool's going in. I feel like at the beginning, every time we would come out and visit, there was always like these huge changes. But now that it's all up, it's like these small changes, but those fine details are what's going to take a little bit longer. So you don't see as much progress at each visit. But they're definitely moving right along ahead of schedule.
That's awesome.
Oh, yes.
That's awesome.
Ahead of schedule.
That's very, very cool.
It's unheard of, and it's also stressing me out because the furniture needs to all be here for that like big moment. And I know they're anxious again, so we're sparring over text about timing to move them in.
Yeah.
When you tell a designer October and then the builder says, "Hey, let's close in August," they start to sweat a little bit.
Sweating has happened for sure.
Well, I shared on the front end that they're fast movers. They
no kidding.
They are. I'm telling you, they're really good when it comes to that stuff. Like they're one of the best.
We're not used to it because our last house we built in Missouri was delayed. 6 months or something?
Oh wow,
it was a long time.
Normal,
long time.
Yeah. No, totally normal.
So we were expecting that, and so we were shocked.
Yeah. Well, shout out to our friends at Legend because they have it going on. They really do. From a vendor's perspective, they can tell us, they place orders with us usually 6-8 months before it's needed. We can pencil in a 2-week window without fail of when they'll need installation, and they'll hit it that far out.
Yeah, it's unheard of.
I have no other, even a builder that's only building one home won't be able to do that. And they're building multiple projects at the same time, and on all of them they hit the timeline. So it's kind of a neat thing. So
yeah, I think with them, when we were initially going through everything, the upfront was taking a lot longer than what we had expected because they wanted so many selections in advance. And even Lori was like, "Oh my gosh, this is unheard of. Like, why do they need this information right now?" So there's definitely a lot of legwork that delayed groundbreaking. But since they have all those details, once they get going, there's no stopping.
They're just executing.
Perfect.
Yeah. So it reminds me, we just, in talking about financing, like of a home, all of that work you do up front, and then you like actually get to closing, and it's like, oh, I just have to show up and sign, and it's done. But it was like you needed a secretary to provide all of the paperwork on the front end. It's like, why do I have to do this? This is going to be a nightmare. It sounds like it's similar to that.
Yeah, they've been great.
Yeah. So Lori, you've got a task ahead, but you're kind of in the stage of the building where the selections that were made along this journey are starting to bear fruit and come to light. So is this an exciting time for you?
I mean, it's different for us because we enjoy that process when the framing goes up and when you can start to see it kind of pick up off the paper, right? And come to life. But then our selections start installing. So like the big tour we did, the tile had gone in, like, and we see those are some of those big moves that we make early that kind of start to develop the DNA of what the house will be. So that stuff is so exciting for us when the cabinets install, when the floors go in, when the hardware goes on the cabinetry, when those appliances are in, when the light fixtures are there. You know, you guys can talk about this, how painful the light fixture purchasing process was, because it's such an investment that is valuable to me because I believe it will be valuable for you later. But it is such a big chunk, and it's just, you said paperwork. It's paperwork in the beginning, right? Like the things I talk about really early with clients like them and all of our others is about money. It's about budgets. It's about value. It's about where this might be important for the value of your home later, even while you're not in it, or when it's time to sell it, and all of those things. It's kind of snoozy and a little
Stressful.
painful and stressful, right? When we talk about that, it's a little easier, like you said, when you go to the signing table to close on a house to sign. You guys can say whether or not it was less painful to pay for the things that I told you were coming, right? But that's part of, but for the moment, it's nice to see those finishes inside the house, and for us to feel sort of affirmed that we led them in a good place, and it's coming together like we hoped it would.
Is it start like you guys just got back from a trip and you were able to walk in? I mean, how do you feel? Like you're seeing this stuff that maybe you saw tear sheets of or small samples of, and you're starting to see it implemented. How does it make you feel about your future home?
I feel like, I know for me, when I've gone in, I'm like, well, I did not expect these two things to look good together. And they do, you know, like the countertop and maybe the color paint that Lori chose, but we're just like shook at how good everything is just coming together. And I know for me, I still don't feel like it's my house. I walk in and I'm like, this isn't mine. And then I look at my kids and I'm like, wow, you're going to grow up here. And like, how cool is that? You know, this is where your memories are going to be. And I think when we walked to the car yesterday, I was like, I just can't wait to see Christmas trees in there, you know, because we'll be getting in the fall and going right into the holidays. So that's how I feel.
Yeah, it doesn't feel real yet, you know, because we're not in there yet until our like clothes are hung in the closets and we'll be like, oh my gosh, this is ours. But it's super exciting. Like yesterday when we walked through, our son just started walking and we were standing in his room and he was just, you know, walking around excited and everything. It's like, this is going to be his room. This is where we're going to raise our kids, you know. And our daughter's been excited since the beginning. She was in there, you know, drawing her name in her room and stuff on the floors and everything.
That's awesome.
So
she said that she was most excited for the sleepover room. I asked her, and I was
gonna
like,
be really cool.
And you know, and then it hit me. I'm like, that's going to be her childhood memories. I looked at Dylan's mom. I said, I feel like this room is going to be full of core memories for her, and that's just so magical.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah,
it's absolutely amazing, and it really that feeling of home and seeing it develop has just got to be so fun. So let me ask you this. This is a ton of decisions. Okay. Thinking about the team you have in place, like how much can you imagine not having that team and getting where you are now?
Absolutely, I mean, it's no way.
I don't know
impossible,
if we would still
right?
be together.
I mean, we were with Kelly on episode 1, you know, and she helped us find the lot and has been with us every step of the way. She's an extraordinary realtor and a friend. She's not someone that just like finds you a place and is like, cool, thank you, and takes her commission and
we
leaves.
thought was going to happen.
Leaves you
Like a normal
basket.
realtor, right?
Yeah,
no. So she has been great, been there every step of the way helping us, and she's seen, you know, tons of homes. So her insight has been amazing. And then having Lori on the team, we've never worked with a designer before, and especially a designer of her caliber, has made things so easy and is not afraid to tell us like where we're right, where we're wrong, and what direction we should go, but also gives you the freedom to kind of express yourself. And I think we did that a lot at the beginning of what's your vision, send us all your stuff, and then they've just nailed it since then.
Well, even what you were first saying, Emily, and then to that, Dylan, it's extraordinary to me, even maybe 17 years into my career, it's extraordinary to me that families trust me to assist with the biggest investment you've ever and maybe will ever make. It's extraordinary. Like it's your home.
Yeah.
Like it's Ella's room. It's Nash's room. It's their sleepover room. It's where their cousins will it's what their cousins will talk about. It's extraordinary that I get to be the one to learn you, know you, listen to you, and then sort of take the budget that you've entrusted for the house and then turn that into something that I think is better than what you were hoping for. But I never, ever, ever lose sight of the fact that I feel honored to be invited into that process and trusted with the most and the biggest investment that you guys make.
Absolutely. And I think that's what kind of sets you and Kelly apart is you kind of just are excited with us. You're not just doing your job, you're there every step and every moment that happens for us. Like you feel that emotion too. And you guys are so invested in it with us that it's been way better than I could have expected.
So, Lori, one of the interesting things you just mentioned is the budget. And I feel like one of the things that a designer does that you really just, it's hard to express, is knowing where to allocate the budget to get the most impact for the people that are moving into the home. On y'all's project, where do you feel like, with where you are on the finishes, what are you seeing that you wouldn't have thought of without maybe the expertise of a design team that you're seeing that pay off? And how do you guide through that? And really, I know you get to know them first, but like there's a lot of decisions to be made. I mean, for our listeners, really literally thousands of decisions easily have to be made, and they all have a cost and a timeline and a coordination that has to go behind them. On this project, tell us a little bit about the thought process there and what we're going to be most surprised about as the finishes unfold.
I mean, for me, it's really about prepping you guys from the beginning. I get to do this all the time. You guys get to do it rarely, right? So understanding sort of what a house feels like with all of the elements pulled together and what feels like a payoff and what feels like something you could maybe pull back on a little bit. Appliances was something that you guys were like, I don't think we have to have, like, I don't know that is super valuable to me.
Right.
So that's a big piece of information for me, because appliances are a huge line item in a house like this. We don't have just a stove, a fridge, right? Like there's a lot that goes into a house like this. So that's important. Now, I also lend them my experience to say, I think light fixtures are a big deal. This cannot be underestimated in the difference in a spec house with thrown in fixtures, and there are only about 7 versus the way that we like to light a house. And I like to think and know from experience that it's true that what we encourage them to invest in actually adds value to their house financially, but the way that it feels. And it finishes differently when those really important elements are tended to. But it just requires some prep conversations, because these are not numbers that human beings are prepared to look at.
Well, and just an insight, and I talk about this in my marriage all the time, because it's important to remember is when we're doing projects like this, it's easy to say spend, but it really is invest. So there is a distinguishable difference, and that maybe helps the pain a little bit, but it really is. It's like, okay, we should look at this a little bit more long term. Like it is an investment. And yeah, you actually told me years ago, and it makes me laugh because I use this line all the time. I can't afford me. So like, it's like,
Right.
So I feel the pain. Like I can no more imagine somebody spending, $100,000 on a floor. Like, are you kidding me? Like that's not where I come from.
No.
Like that's,
But those are those conversations early. Like I like to think of those awful conversations where they don't have a house yet, they don't have anything to look at, there's no payoff yet, you don't get to live in it, enjoy it, nothing. All I'm doing is like kind of like needling you guys about those budgets. And while it's on paper, I like to think that part of the reason I do that is because it kind of feels like money in the bank. So you guys have, like, now we got the whole number, and inside of that is all of these individual line item allowances for the things that we want. So as long as we're sort of in that realm, it's still tough to look at each price tag. I get it, but you have banked it. You're like, we know we have to spend this much on this item. You tell me, does it help?
Yeah. I mean,
Sounds like girl math to me. It's already gone. It's already gone. It's like buying a gift card. It's already gone. So now it's free.
yeah.
That's right.
Well, I mean, like, I know for Dylan and I, we've been together since high school. And then our first, we lived in base housing first. And we'd always set our forever home. So we've lived, 4 homes since then? 3 or 4. And we were like, we will invest in an interior designer in our forever home. And so we've been waiting years for this.
We've never decorated walls.
No, like my
ready to move, basically.
I have no curtains in my house because we're just like, oh, I don't know, do we need curtains there? And Lori's like, absolutely, you need curtains.
I told Lori this before, but one of the first things we bought right after we got married, I got a $90 chandelier from Home Depot for the house. It's like that's how we started, and so we've been waiting and saving for this moment, basically, and that's just so cool that you get to be the one that does it for us because it's a long time coming.
Absolutely.
Yeah, very cool. So you guys have young kids, right?
Yeah.
So this is the forever home. This is where your kids' memories are going to be. This is Christmases, everything else. How did you guys come together to design a home that will be appropriate for your kids' age now, through at least maybe high school? What goes into that consideration, and how did you guys think through that to make sure that it feels good for a long time? I know your stuff is timeless, but that's got to be a consideration, right?
I mean, we led with what they wanted, right? They showed us what they loved. Like, we need to understand, when you look at a beautiful image, what do you love about that image? What are you looking at in that bathroom photo that makes you love that photo? So what do you love? It is a non-negotiable that what goes into the house has to be livable. We were not confused that they have young kids and they want to actually live in their house. So the floor is your category, right? So we cannot put something in that will become a problem.
Yeah.
And a dog is going to be an issue. And, dropping something on the floor, and now you have this,
Just remove that from the equation. Yeah.
There's nothing that goes into the house. Now, if somebody, if a child wants to write on the walls, there's not a whole lot we can do to undo that, right? But for the most part, like the cabinets, we take that into consideration with the cabinets. We want, we use some wood species underneath paint so we get a little more durability. When you kick them, when the shoes get thrown up against them, when you bump into them, they look better longer. Like, all of that is baked in because they're humans who intend to use and live in this house.
It's function
and I don't want it to look pretty for the reveal and fall apart because of them living in it. It should rise up to their lifestyle.
How fun. I love the fact that it's function, though. Like, function has to be a big thing for you guys. What have been some of the design decisions that you've made that have been unveiled so far that have you excited to move in?
I think that when we initially, going back to the floor plan stage, we wanted every room to have a purpose. So the kids' rooms are nearly identical. The size, the shape,
smart,
where they look. There's never going to be any arguing about it. Even in their playroom, there's a built-in for her, a built-in for him. Everything is going to be equal, so there's never any arguing among the kids, unless, I don't know, she wants another one, but that's a whole different podcast.
A whole different house, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Every space has its intent, and we literally talked to our daughter about this because she was talking about the pool and having friends over and stuff, and we love that. We wanted to design a house that was very inviting to where the kids would feel like they could have friends over all the time. So, including the playroom, having the pool, having an outdoor play space that they can take their friends to, the camp room that we're going to have, for sleepovers and stuff. I just think that's, like Emily said, that's going to be where all these memories are made. And so it was important to us to have a house that we could be so inviting for them and they'd always feel like they wanted to be at home.
Yeah. I just want my kids to want to be with me all the time.
Yeah.
So, like,
mine too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
whenever they want to be home. That's what I want.
Yeah. What did you all do to splurge? Like, so what did you do for yourselves that make this again kind of your forever home?
I think the pool was a splurge.
The pool was a splurge for all of us, but it's something that we all enjoy. And there's a room, the kind of family room that's right next to the pool, and then the outdoor living space next to the pool that I think that we'll always be at. We just love that kind of indoor outdoor feel.
Yeah.
And we always just enjoy going to a pool. Anytime we're at a friend's house and a pool, it's just so fun.
Oh, heck yeah.
I think the double island in the kitchen was something that I wanted from the first time we ever looked at a home here in Nashville. I think Lori's a splurge.
But actually, that's a great point. Yeah, I mean, and it's interesting because I brought this up on the episode, a few of these episodes. The team really, I guarantee you could almost quantify this. Lori's a splurge, but how could have you done this journey without her? And I feel like it pays for itself. Like it really does through the amount of effort and organization that goes in, and then knowing how to buy. I think that's one of the things that we forget about with designers in general is they buy at a different level than you guys can buy. Like if you would have come to me off the street, it costs more to buy from my company than if you're a designer. So there's quantifiable value, but then the time, it's hard to imagine how much time is invested by your team to pull off one of these projects.
So the word that we use in-house when we talk about this is value. So do the Fauvers value the work that we do? Some people don't. And those people shouldn't have designers. They think, I just need a kitchen, I need a bathroom, it's got to have tile, you have to have those things. We want to work with, and we surround ourselves with a client roster of people who value what we do, and they feel taken care of, and they feel like we're using our wins and losses to give them a win in a category where it makes sense. But if we don't, there's no conversation to be had if it's not valuable to you. So are we a splurge? We are a splurge because we're expensive, which I'm cool with. But are we a splurge that you value is what really matters. So we've had clients that don't value the work that we're doing when they can't see us, right? Spreadsheets, Dropbox.
Logistics.
Right? Yeah. Like internal communications with the builders, document creation. They don't have to pay much attention to that, but I know that they value it. So really like for us, that's the key to happy clients is happy clients value what we bring to the table. And is it an expense? It is. You don't have to do it. In fact, most people shouldn't, right? I joke, you called me.
Yeah,
I was just living my life in my office, right?
But there's also, like you said, expenses that they save you on.
Yeah.
Like on the most basic level, like if a house was just built without her input and then I decided, I should have put a TV on that wall. When I got someone coming in and rewiring the whole thing, she's like, hey, where are you going to put your TVs? We're going to make sure that there's outlets there, that there's internet there. That's all stuff that would cost you after the fact, probably quite a bit of money. And so we don't have to do that because she's ahead of it.
Or like buying the wrong couch or something.
Yeah, it's
well, the scale, the proportion, where the light switch is. Right. It's so funny. The expertise is just a value that you can't. It goes back to the term investment. Like it really is an investment, and knowing where to buy, knowing what the sources are. Like there's so many choices. There's thousands of choices. You've made them all thousands of times now. I mean, you know how to do it. You guys had talked about lighting, and obviously that's an important part of this house. So is the lighting in? Some of it?
No, I think they're calling for a delivery for lighting in the next several weeks. Okay. They'll be taking the decorative lighting. They try to keep it out of the house because there's ladders moving around and it's all wired and ready. But they made an investment in their lighting, so we don't really want it in there when there's painting and, you know, all of that stuff happening.
Did it kind of shock you? Like, and I mean, just like, was it really expensive? Because
it's talked about in the budget though, right? Like we talk about it on the front end when they're looking at what the whole house costs. That number's in that whole house cost.
Right.
It's a whole thing separately when that invoice comes in. Right?
We knew it was money spent, so, you know, girl math says it's already done.
They were free lights.
Yeah, I think that was the first thing that you actually sent that was a line item. And me being the frugal guy who will look at price per ounce when I'm at the shopping, you know, oh, this milk is cheaper.
Right.
And then I was like, oh my gosh, that's one light? Where does this go? Why do I need to spend that much money on a light?
And Emily's remembering her Home Depot chandelier that you loved, right? That was $99, and no one that I work with has forgotten where they came from. Like it's fresh for everyone. And like I remember getting a faucet from Home Depot in our first house, and I felt like we had the fanciest new faucet, right? And it was not expensive, but that's, you know, that's part of it. That's part of it.
What's so funny is, and that's where I remember my journey before, I thought that was the only place you could buy things. Like those were like, you went here and this was your option and this is where you bought things. And I remember even getting into the industry with flooring, I was like, oh, I just thought that was like there, like it was like somebody does that, and you know, there's vendors that do this. No, so it is plumbing's the same way. And it's like, I remember getting to the end of a renovation project and I was like, oh, that's one thing that shouldn't be too bad.
Aw, precious.
And then the poor girl, she's like, so just, you know, think about me, anything that involves water. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's like a lot of things, and a lot of decisions. And oh my gosh, like, no, this isn't like a little thing. This is
none of it's little.
Tens of thousands of dollar thing.
Weirdly, like you said about the TV, nothing's little. Everything's permanent in the way that it costs you a ton of money to do something else in its place. So we've made these plumbing decisions, appliance decisions, outlet decisions, lighting, flooring, countertops, backsplashes, you know, and now furnishings, art, all of those things. That all gets paid for. You hope to do it once, right?
And do it right.
Cry once.
Yeah.
Not twice, right? Like that's the hope, is that we're assisting them to put decisions in place that don't need to be undone. That they're not calling a plumber in a year because they didn't think that they might need a water tap to be where the water tap is, or a refrigerator where they might want to grab a drink when they're outside by the pool. All of those things. Those are very costly undos.
And I like how you said they're somewhat permanent. Like it's you've got to get it right, and that is where the experience comes in. So you mentioned tile going in. Selections were a year, maybe more ago. Now that some of these things are being unveiled, are they kind of surprising you because you maybe forgot about them?
A little bit. I mean, when we went in there, this was the time before that we went and viewed the house. And the tile was done, and it has in our son's bath, it's got his initial N in there.
Oh, how cool.
And it was really cool to see that. And that was going back to kind of one of those things, like, this is where the memories are going to be made. And some people, it's funny because, you know, we do social media and everyone's got their opinions, or, oh, I can't believe you do that. It's bad for the resale of the house. I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah, we're not worrying about that right now.
If someone's going to buy this house, they can fix the tile.
Yeah, but it's also N for Nashville. So
yeah, you know, and it's just so unique, and we liked it, and it's our house, you know. So, but yeah, seeing some of those elements kind of come together it's been pretty neat because these decisions were made so long ago.
I think this falls under tile, but the laundry room floor, that tile, that, I'll be honest, when I first saw it in the photos, I was like, oh no. Did I make a mistake? And then walking in and seeing it with the counters and the cabinets, I was like, that was good.
Yeah,
it was good.
It's I think it is. I think it is scary, right? Like to see elements by themselves, which is why it's difficult. You know, when we met before was at CMA Fest and we did tile, right? We were looking at tile and countertops. And there's no context for that for you.
Yeah.
There's no cabinet in your mind that goes with that. And there's no vanity, mirror, wallpaper, sconces, rugs. There's none of that. It's just like you're picking, do you like this, just in a vacuum. And it's, you know, that's not the easiest thing for people to do when they don't get to do that on a regular basis and conjure up what it is through, like all the way through.
Yeah.
So this is sort of the fun part, like to see those layers start to reveal themselves to you, all these little decisions we made, all these approvals we asked you for, and all of these layers. It's why I like to kick people out towards the end, because when wallpaper goes in but the house is empty, that is a really good time for people to freak out.
Yeah.
Because an empty room covered in wallpaper looks kind of terrible. Pattern, it's busy. You like it's sort of painful to look, like it doesn't look right. And that's when, like early in my career, I would deliver an ottoman when the ottoman came in an empty house, and I'm like, here's the ottoman. And they're like, oh, is it? Oh, I didn't know it was going to be. Is it kind of blue? I'm like, the room's empty. I'm like, what are you can't have feelings about the ottoman in, you know, context with nothing, right? And that's kind of how it feels to see wallpaper go in. And then comes the furniture, and then comes the rug, and then comes the window treatments, and then comes the art, and then we hang the mirror, and we layer all of those things on top of it, and then we love it because that was the intention all along.
That's the vision.
Right.
You
But
see the
it's-
flower arrangements even out. Like
That's right. That's right. But it's tough to sort of watch it. But there's a fun point now in construction where you can start to see those layers making a bit more sense.
I was telling Emily, I said, I think this might be the last time we get to see the house. Lori may cut us off after this week.
Yeah, what is your cutoff point?
I mean, I really, when wallpaper starts, I would like,
Okay.
And we're
No
not coming
more.
back out until the end of July, so the house will be done in August. I think we're done.
You're going to
after
be
this.
real close.
What's been really cool.
it's
is they
hard
use
to keep you out
BuilderTrend.
though. I mean,
Yeah.
it's hard. I get
Yeah.
it. Like you're dying for it. You want to see every bit of it. But I would
We're gonna be
hate for you
sneaking
guys to
there at
walk away
night.
and be like, oh, Dylan,
Yeah.
I hate the wallpaper.
Yeah, that wallpaper.
Right?
What do we do?
Dylan's gonna hate all the wallpaper until he sees it all put together.
Until it's all together.
He's
That's
not
right.
a wallpaper guy, but we're trying to talk to.
No, I mean when you first said wallpaper, and it's funny because even when I told my parents like, oh, we're choosing our wallpaper, they're like, what? We're back in the '90s? Like, what's going on? And then
Some
I showed
Cheerio.
them your Instagram, and they're like, oh,
Well, and I showed
Okay.
you a tab the other day on Instagram. Someone had before wallpaper and after, and he was like, "Whoa!" And because it looked so good.
It does,
after.
yeah, it
like
can
it
look
just
really good.
brought it all together.
but
And
something
that's
that I would
we would've-
never be able to
I was like,
choose.
well, and we would have never done that if we didn't have her. Like we would
Yeah.
have just painted
Yeah.
on the walls. Like
When we
our
moved into
house.
our house, I said, what color do you want the walls? I was like, I went to the Sherman Williams, and
we did
Yeah.
that.
grabbed a couple things, and we
Yep.
painted a thing, and we're like, oh,
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
And that's the color.
But we
That's
get
it.
asked about it all the time, so we have good taste.
There was no selections beyond that.
We ask for a lot of trust.
Yeah.
I mean, we ask for you to believe that, like, are we the right one? Are you in the right hands? Are we the right designer for you? And if we are, then we got you. But we ask for a lot of trust.
Well, and you said it perfectly the last time we were together. You were like, I mean, you can change, you can do anything differently, but you did hire me. And I'm like, that stuck with me because I'm like, yeah. And I have told Dylan that a handful of times. I'm like, we hired her. She's a professional. There would be no reason to question her.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple things that were like, oh, I just don't think that's my taste.
And she respects
expects that.
Of
And
course.
it's like, okay, well, we'll pivot a little bit. You still know what your intent is for the space, and maybe it's just not something that we're in love with, but that hasn't happened on like some gross scale where we're like, I hate every light you selected. I don't like any of your furniture. It's been like a couple pieces. Specifically now we're on like the art selections, and
And that's tricky.
we're not like big
Yeah.
art people.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know.
It's a circle with a line
And
in
I
it.
definitely
don't
can't
know.
see it in
Right.
space, you know?
yeah.
Right. Right.
So that's been a little bit tricky, but I mean, 90% of them were like, yeah, sure. And then there was just a couple that were like, I just don't get any feeling from
Yeah.
it. So
That'll be a
Well,
fun
but that's a
follow-up.
great answer, right?
That'll be a fun follow-up. is the art. You guys looking at an art invoice, right? It's just numbers and words, and then there's a little...
Should frame that.
Right? Right. Just a little invoice with these tiny thumbnails of art. And we're like, do you love it? Yeah. And you're like, I don't freaking know. It's a circle with a line through it.
We've
I don't know if I
never
love it.
decorated a house. We've
Right.
never really hung stuff. We have some family photos up. We don't have anything art. We have no art.
We do have a picture frame that's still empty.
We do have that. It's been in our house for like
With the models in it. Yeah.
Right?
I think we
So
took them out.
so it'll be interesting to see for you to give feedback on what it feels like when it's in place
Right.
versus what you thought we were offering and showing you. That'll be an interesting follow-up.
Yeah, absolutely. That'll be exciting.
Because what got all this started was when we came out here, what was it, 2.5 years ago for the Parade of Homes. And those homes were all staged, designed,
Yep.
the art's in there.
Yep.
And we're like, this is what we want. Like, this is beautiful. And someone like you had to do that to this house. And so seeing it in that way, it all felt put together. So we just trust that when we walk into our house, it will feel put together because all those elements have been taken care of for us.
And that's why you can't be there when we install.
I know.
Dylan, you were about to mention something about BuilderTrend because I feel like that's one thing with your build team that
They're great.
Really, they utilizing that.
It's every other day, pretty much we get, I don't know, maybe a handful, 5 to 10 pictures
It's like the highlight of my day.
of whatever's happened. And we're always like, hey, did you see what happened on BuilderTrend today? With a little update. Hey guys, we added your tile to the bathroom today, or they finished the front of the exterior of the home. It's a picture. And since we're building from far away, it's really cool. It feels like we're there. So then when we do come out and visit, there really isn't any huge surprises, but I guess at some point we'll probably be signed out of our app too.
I wasn't going to tell her. I was going to pretend that we didn't know.
Confiscate Matt's
she's gonna
photo.
change my
Oh,
password.
talking to Legend of
Yeah.
Oh man.
You ruined that one for me.
But I'll tell you, from a process standpoint, what we've seen with clients that are fed information, it makes the build process so much better because they're not left wondering. I mean, it's just you guys being a remote client. Like, I can't imagine going through this process and having to ask questions about something I'm not an expert in. Instead, just feed me the information. And
It's 5 to
we're all
10
happy.
minutes. They snap some pictures,
Yeah.
put up a little description,
Yeah.
and that's it. And it makes us feel so at ease.
Yeah.
We see that there's progress happening.
We're excited.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
We've talked about business a lot, you and I, Andrew,
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the podcast and in person. Our goal, I don't know if I've ever told you guys this, but our goal for our firm is that you guys have to ask 0 questions. So you're not at home thinking, are they working on our furniture selection? Are they going to send us something on this? Or is that finished? Like, did they complete that? Like, we want to provide you with the information before you feel that little fear that makes you ask the question.
Have they thought of that?
Right.
It's like,
Right.
yeah.
Have they thought of that?
That's a good
Like, did
point.
they know we need, wait, there's no hardware on the cabinets. Did they pick that out? Like, if we can answer and put you at ease before you begin to worry, it feels so much better for you. And overall, it's such a more positive
You do it
experience.
again.
We can't get to 0, but our goal is 0. Like,
Yeah.
we're striving for 0, that we're putting you at ease. We're keeping you informed. You understand the process and it feels better.
Well, think about the great. So we say at Textures, I tell my team, our client should not need our phone number. Like, period. They should never have a reason to have to reach us. Like, so if they have to call us, then we have failed. And that stems from, we were talking about, you guys were on a Disney cruise, and anticipation of need is the ultimate hallmark of really great hospitality. So it should be that way in business. You should, when you went on that Disney cruise, and I hate to speak for you, but we were on one I was sharing similarly, we didn't have to ask for anything because anything that we wanted, they anticipated and had thought about in advance, whether it was for our kids or for us or for anything. Like, it was done. So you leave not experiencing a level of service, and it's just really neat to see that in the build and design industry.
Yeah.
It's the same type of thing. And for your journey, I just can't imagine how at ease that's got to be because again, it's one of those things that you're not an expert in. You're going to do once, twice in your life, maybe. Like, it's just really nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
What the other thing I was thinking about is you two have a lot of similarity, Dylan and Lori, because with you being a pilot,
right?
And I know you're flying military planes, but I feel like it's kind of the same deal.
Too.
We like as a passenger on a plane, like I have to just trust the guy in the cockpit
so
knows, like, it's okay, he's turning, why, you know, okay, well, because we're staying on course.
Yeah.
And it's probably...
Well, they're asking for the expertise, right?
Yeah,
they're asking me to lead the process, not barrel over them, but lead them. Lead them to good investments, lead them to good decisions, lead them to things that are a little scary, like wallpaper or some art pieces or a little bit of unknown, and lead them somewhere that is, you know, don't like to use the word literally, but it is literally what they pay me for. Is to lead that process confidently and hopefully leave them with little fear during. Right? Like, there's a little trepidation. Like, I understand I ask for trust. I understand I ask you to believe something you can't yet see. But that's part of what I work at, is to make you feel like you're in good hands during the process.
Have y'all thought about, I know you've thought about moving in. Lori, you do these amazing, you know, basically to the silverware. Like it's a new home. It's not just you guys. How much stuff are you bringing with you?
Well, not our Walmart silverware.
Yeah.
That we
But
we got
not a lot. Like, it's literally going to be, everything's going to be new.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
How long do you think it'll take them to adjust and to like get over, like, no, this is home and it's ours? Because I think that's going to be something that's an interesting kind of timeline to do, because I'd be pinching myself nonstop. And new art, new everything. This is going to be the art your kids grow up with.
Right.
So it's funny, they will have emotional connection to it. Like, they'll remember it. They may want to, hey, that's what I want that from mom and dad's house in 40 years, and it'll be hanging in their home somewhere. Like,
Do you guys anticipate like having an adjustment period when you move in? Uncomfy adjustment period?
I don't feel like uncomfy. I think I'm just gonna have the period of like, don't touch anything. I just want to not make a
Keep it the way it
mess.
is.
Yeah. I don't know. This is so silly, but I just keep imagining our dogs walking in for the first time too. You know? Like,
they're not going to care.
They're gonna be like, what is this place?
like,
you know?
they're probably gonna be like, "Hey, when are we going home?" You know, like, it's just, I feel like I'm just gonna want to keep it clean and perfect.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be weird, because any move we've done before, you know, we got our dishes at our wedding, and so they've been with us through all of our moves, and now we're like, well, we're going to do new dishes. And so even stuff like that, I'm like, oh, this is, when you sit down to eat, you're going to be looking at a different dish, you know, just all those things that are what you're used to seeing. You're not going to see any of that anymore, besides our closets, which she probably wants me to refresh my whole closet anyway. But
we were packing up the other day, and you took out the black dollar store utensils, you know, that probably every college kid has.
I even asked her, I
For
said,
sure. It comes in like a little netting bag.
Oh, yeah.
I even said to her, I
Right?
said, are we going to bring these? Because basically when we move, you know, because we intend to get into some other like real estate, doing Airbnbs and stuff. So I'm going to keep a lot of that stuff so I can use it for our next home. But so some of it, I'm like, hey, is this going to go into the new home, or is this going to go in like the future Airbnb box? And she's looked at me like, are you kidding? And I was like, it's a great spatula, you know? Like, what's
really
wrong with
spatula.
this?
I
Like,
don't know.
grilled cheese this thing is made? Like, I don't know. It's been great.
Vintage.
So I don't know. I think we'll kind of just every morning wake up, and I'll have an espresso machine, which is going to be super cool, that I'm excited about right there.
I mean,
and I'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm making a coffee like right here.
And
At
then
this
Ella's
thing.
gonna
And
say,
it's just
"Can I
gonna
go
feel
swimming?"
unreal, and she's going to go swimming. And
Every morning she's gonna.
so I think when we first wake up, we're gonna get that initial like, holy smokes, like I can't believe this is real, and then quickly transition into just like feeling grateful and that we get to raise our kids there.
Was it you that you said or I don't know if it was you, but or Kelly that said like you still have moments of like, I don't deserve this, or
So
this
that's
mine?
actually something that I spoke to you about on your last visit, was that a lot of our clients sort of feel in the process is there's some unanticipated odd feelings about moving into these spectacular homes, and whether it be how they grew up or the position their parents are in or how they got to have the finances that allow this to happen, and also how others respond.
Yeah.
And my analogy for a really long time has been that if you save your money and you work really hard and you get a second job and you buy a used Honda Civic, you can put it on Facebook and show everyone. And they'll be happy for you.
Yeah.
And if you work really hard and you save up and you buy a Maserati and you put it on social media, people are mad. And it's
Haters gonna hate.
Haters gonna hate. It's unfair,
Yeah.
but it's true. So there is hard work that goes into every level of success. But there is sometimes a little unpleasant when others see it and respond to it. And they kind of want to take a little of that joy. We had a really good friend. They built this beautiful house. His parents came, and the parents' response to seeing their child's physical embodiment of their success was, yeah, it's pretty big. Which we know is
Just
all of us being
devastating,
children
jealousy.
is not what we were looking for, right? So it's sort of this negative, and then there's the do I deserve this? And I will tell you what I wish for you is what Nick and I have in our house, which is there isn't a week that goes by, sometimes even a day, that one of us doesn't say, is this really ours? Do we really get to live here? Like, is this our screen porch where we're sitting? Is this the kitchen I get to prepare dinner in for my family? Like, that feeling of gratitude, the deserving part sort of peels away for me, and it's more of appreciating what we get to have for our family, and then it feels less like a possession and more something that we get to appreciate for our
it's that
family.
Position of gratitude, and the older I get, and the more I deal with a lot of very, very successful people, and one of the things that you have to remind yourself of is celebrate other people's good fortune. Like, just if you can do that universally and wish the best for other people, like, feels pretty good. Feels pretty good. It's a unique thing, but living in Middle Tennessee, I mean, we get to see it all.
There's always going to be someone more successful.
That's
than you.
right.
There's
That's
always
right.
going to be someone that had it easier and is more successful.
That's right.
Someone that's worked hard and gotten less.
Yep.
It's just the way it works.
That's
but
right.
You
I just
can't
hope
celebrate.
Literally, haters are going
I
to
just
hate.
want that for
Yeah.
you guys,
Right.
that there will be people who do not celebrate with you
Yeah.
easily, right? But that doesn't mean that you guys didn't work for this, and have, like, you guys have been so generous and so lovely to work with. You've been filled with gratitude the whole time for what we do and what the builder's done and what Kelly's done. Like, I know that you will get that experience. I just want for you as public people that the people who want to take it from you don't get to take it.
Ooh. Do you know how to use the block function?
Every day.
I think through the years we've gotten pretty thick skin because what people see on our lives is these small snips of our lives,
Yeah.
and then they think that's all of it. But
Yeah.
there's so much more to it, and we have thousands or millions of supporters in them, but it's always like when you get those ones that aren't supportive, I feel like those used to at least kind of stick with you a little bit
Yeah.
more. But I always just tell myself, if they're in a space where they want to go hate on some total stranger, like I wish for them that they
say a little prayer for them.
Yeah, that
how
one day,
unhappy must they be?
right? And so I'm not going to let that person that is unhappy take that joy from us, you know, and our family. We just kind of block that out.
And I can tell you also, they're probably very unstylish because they just can't.
Well, you know, I won't be able to please all of their followers, right? I won't get to enjoy that like perfect success for everyone to just love every decision that we made and everything that we did. And I'm okay with that. You know, I know that we're not for everyone. We are nicely compatible. Yeah. And that's what, right? Like that is what matters.
Yeah, that's all that matters. Yeah. Have you planned kind of how this grand unveil is going to happen? I know that'll be our
we're
next
in the process of it now. I'm like, let's get in this house.
But like, is it, because I've seen what you do and it's like incredibly impressive. So like, that has you stressed?
The stress is moving up the date because our ultimate goal always is to exceed your expectations and blow your minds, right? Last goal, the lowest, would be to disappoint you. So early means, is everything in? Early means, are we really dialed in? Is it fully accessorized? Is all of the art hung? Do we have each piece of furniture? Are we like, imagine how good these chairs will look when the dining table's here, right? Like, not really what we're going for, right? To have their mattress on the floor in their bedroom.
We've done that.
So we want, like, that's
for
sort
like
of
years.
what we're kind of holding on to that. But yeah, no, that process really does look like asking them to go somewhere else, be somewhere else. And we are going to bring in like an entire crew.
Let's move that truck.
Ardent. Well, that's funny.
That's what I said. I said, move that bus.
He's like, all hands on deck. I'm like, not yours.
Well, so anytime we've moved with,
it's been all hands on deck. Family and friends, right?
I told Emily, I'm like, I'm getting this done today.
Yeah.
Every piece of furniture will be in. Everything will be unpacked. I like won't sleep until it's done.
No,
just because that's how I am.
exhausting.
Like I think every time we've moved, I've been up for like over 24 hours, and she wakes up and is like, "Oh, well, you really did move the whole house in." I'm like, "Yeah, it's done. We're good now."
Yeah.
And that'll be sort of the same thing, right? Like we're going to bring in organizers. We're going to bring in art installers, window treatments installed, the wallpaper has been installed, all of the furniture, the rug pad, and then the rug, and then the sofa, and then the cocktail table, and then the book, and then the lamp, and like all of those layers. But it'll all happen within that week of installation. No peeking. We'll do tiny, tiny little storying of like little bits, but not full.
She's gonna block us.
And then I told them my ideal is evening reveals. Because the house never
Golden
looks
hour.
better when all the lamps are on and you know it's glowing on the inside. And they have two littles. I think they would enjoy it more if they could come in before the kids to really see it.
Yeah.
Because the kids are like, "Oh, I want to go see my room." And
Yeah.
I want to, and of course they do, right? But
You're stealing my thunder.
well, they've earned the right to like soak it and get it, and it's a different thing. And then they'll get to reveal to the kids.
Yeah.
But if they can sort of walk through, we'll have candles burning, music on, meet them at the door with a drink, and sort of welcome them into this finished space that they invested and trusted in us to deliver. And then that's when we get to sort of hand it over.
I cannot wait for that. I just cannot wait. It's going to be so exciting.
I mean, there are very few surprises in my life. My mom just said this to me. She's like, you know, I could never wait to find out the gender of my baby. I'm like, I gotta know, like, oh, there's a sneak peek test. It's at like 8 weeks. Let's do it. Like, I gotta know. And so I was telling my mom, I was like, yeah, Lori's gonna kick us out, lock the doors. We're not getting the keys, kind of thing. And she was like, you know what? Like, she said that she's like, there are very few times where you can like actually like authentically be surprised in life. And she's like, and sometimes those moments may be the best. So you just gotta make it happen. So.
I knew I liked your mom.
Yeah, we're gonna stay out of it. But,
But I mean, you know, you open a drawer and the tampons are color coordinated in the drawer, and your T-shirts are perfectly folded in the drawers.
the dollar store spatula has a spot.
Dollar store spatula, and the drawers in the kitchen are deep enough so the dollar store spatula doesn't get caught when you shut the drawer.
Oh my gosh.
Like food in the pantry, clean towels,
fresh flowers,
fresh sheets, another set of fresh sheets in the linen closet. You just come in with your weekend bag and live in your new house forever.
Unreal.
Yeah, forever. Yeah,
Not the weekend.
Yeah. No, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be very, very awesome. And it is a spectacular home. And I was kind of blown away with the exterior paint color. That looked freaking fantastic. I've been in that parade home, so I'm sitting here hearing, and I'm like, I can see how this is going to be. I can see how this is going to be lived in. It really is a wonderful design, just architecturally. Like, it's a really, really nice home. And what are you guys thinking of the neighborhood as it's developed? I mean, it's like, I can't believe the difference.
Yeah.
Like, I had an event over there maybe 3 or 4 months ago, and I hadn't been over there. Weirdly, I only live like a couple of miles from there, but on the other side of Concord. And the neighborhood is like totally different and amazing. I'm like, what happened?
We happened to be out here actually
what all the rain does.
Weekend. And that Easter weekend, they were hosting like a come do an Easter egg hunt with the community, Easter bunny, all that sort of stuff. And we were here. I was like, hey, let's go. You know, might meet some of our future neighbors and stuff. And I'm like super outgoing. Like,
I was
I'll go
gonna
talk
say
to
my
anybody.
worst nightmare.
And Emily's like a little more introverted. Like, we pulled up and I asked the neighbor, our neighbor, which it wasn't, it was the builder, if I could like park in their driveway where they were working on ours. I was like, you can't go in, like introduce yourself to our neighbors right now. I was like, yeah, absolutely can. But so anyway, show up and there's so many families there with kids, young and old, all different ages, and everyone was so welcoming, so nice. Like, where are you guys living? What can I do?
Already
Hey, here's my
taking phone numbers.
If you need anything. It was just exactly what we envisioned, because when we came out here house shopping with Kelly, or lot shopping, I guess, I had all these locations that I wanted to check out. And I remember one was just beautiful. It was, there was some little bit of land, and I was like, this, I could see myself waking up and like looking outside every morning. And Emily's like, I want the kids to have, you know, be able to knock on the neighbor's door, and, you know, kids riding their bikes through the streets and all that. And that weekend, you know, before we're even in our house, we're like, this is right where we need to be. It was awesome. I think we're going to have such a good community of people there, and it's going to feel like we're welcomed and we have friends, because we're moving from, you know, some great friends to a place that we don't know as many people.
You need community.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I was a little relieved too that no one did what we did, what we do. And that was actually what a lot of people on Instagram would ask me, like, oh, were there other influencers? And I was like, not one. And not to say I don't love my influencer friends, but it's the same thing with the military. I seem to always separate myself from our jobs, so that way we just have like a different circle. And we don't have a lot of military friends. We always find the people that are like from that town or whatever. So I was just relieved when we went to that Easter egg hunt that there was no one that did what we did. Everyone was different, and I loved that.
And you guys will have like all, like, it's Brentwood's such a nice, like, you know, if they want to play sports, or if they want to do like social things, then you guys can get connected that way. And our good friends we met when our son played 6-year-old baseball. And those are the friends we travel with. Those are the friends we're hanging out with on Saturday, is the parents of 6-year-old
I love
baseball.
that.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's a great community, and you guys are going to love that location, and everything from the library to the sports to everything. I mean, it's just fantastic. So, okay, well, I'm really excited for the next time we get together, because it's going to be...
It'll be at our kitchen table.
That's right. That's right. Seriously.
Hey, we can film in the new house.
Yeah, no, I would absolutely love that, but I cannot wait to see the house, and I'm actually going to go out there here in the next few days, just because I want to go get my eyes on it in particular. And I can't wait to see what you do. It's going to be really, really cool. Okay, quick. I'm going to do one rapid fire question for all of y'all. The one thing, and this is good because you guys have all recently been traveling. The one thing you never travel without. Lori, we'll start with you, or Dylan, we'll start with you.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, y'all go first.
I feel like I can't just say a cell phone. Everyone's got a cell phone. That's not it.
Yeah, it can't be a cell phone.
It can't be something like that.
Yeah.
I'll go first. My neck pillow.
Neck pillow.
I'm a sleeper on the plane.
Do I even have a thing?
I don't know, like me.
Yeah, there you go. I love that.
I really don't. Yeah, I mean, I kind of I can go super light, like have nothing. I don't.
Well, but that's not fair, because you've flown like everywhere. It's my plane.
You're used to being mobile.
Do you like have like a little family picture or something? No, because it's phones now.
Yeah.
I've got like, I've literally traveled with nothing. If I were by myself, it would just be like,
Maybe your watch.
I always carry, now that I got my one watch, I always have like one of my nice watches with me.
There you go.
But that's it. Yeah.
There you go.
I'm going practical. I'm going sunscreen. Got to protect the moneymaker.
That's a good one. Yeah. Very cool. Okay. Well, y'all, thank you so much. The stage that y'all are in is meaningful. The journey is very cool. I'm so glad that we've been able to document it. Thank you for being open, honest, and joyfully real in this process. Your story reminds us why we do this work. Lori, thank you for sharing your insight, creativity, and leadership in helping bring their vision to life. We'll include a link to follow the Fauvers and Lori in our show notes. Next week on Couture and Construction, we close out Season 10 with an episode on storytelling and legacy, not through blueprints, but through publishing. Join us as we talk about what makes a project ready for print, how editorial has evolved, and why publication still matters in the age of Instagram. Thanks for joining us on Couture and Construction. Be sure to subscribe, leave us a review, and follow us on Instagram at Couture and Construction for more updates and exclusive behind the scenes of the Fauver build. This episode was produced by Cast Collective and Chelsea Rand. Until next time, keep cultivating creativity.